no more suffering, no more whatever. Because the Shabbat is now fulfilled. In the presence of God, with constant worship. So the day of Christ, the hour of Christ does not pass away. Which means the new Shabbat, the new day of worship is forever and ever and ever. The hour of Jesus does not pass away. So that's the concept that's begun in Genesis. That begins in Genesis with the understanding of the Sabbath onto the true Sabbath introduced by Christ Jesus. That's why the church, which has begun salvation, we should be the reflection of this freedom. Unfortunately, because of our social divisions, political divisions, we bring those divisions into the church. And then we to become sectarian like everyone else. So the church sometimes is not a good light of God to the world around us. Jesus tells us, I lit you up in baptism, and you don't light a lamp and put it under a bushel basket. You put it on a pedestal. So the church should be on a pedestal to light the whole world. But the question is, am I doing it? Because sometimes we say, oh, the church. Who is the church? It's me and you. So am I doing it?
In Phoenix, Arizona, the Satanist group was suing because other groups were not able to say opening opening ceremonies, and they weren't.
Oh, but just to think about this. If you were the devil, what would you do? If I were the devil, I would do the same. Because that's my project, okay? To kill everything that looks, or to distort, to obscure everything that looks like God. So we shouldn't blame the devil for being devil. That's who he is. So we saw him in John chapter 8 last week, right? Yes, we read in John chapter 8, Jesus defining the devil to us, or for us, as a killer and a liar. So when he does his thing, we know that that's his character, that's his nature. Okay, so for us, we know that we shouldn't fall for it. So if we fall for it and keep blaming the devil, why can't you do good? Because I can't do it. Okay? So the Sabbath is a vision of freedom. On this day, slave and master are equals. The Halloween, meaning sanctification, okay, of the Sabbath means precisely this: a rest from all relationships of subordination and a temporary relief from all burden of work. So the Hebrew Shabbat, established by God Himself, is like a glimpse into eternity. The eternal rest. So we say that every time our people die or when we pray for the dead, the deceased. Eternal rest grant unto them. Eternal rest. This is what we mean. Okay? It's like entering into the eternal Shabbat. Okay? The eternal day of resurrection. The eternal Sunday. But the concept begins in Genesis. So that's why we call it divine revelation. Because God reveals how things should be. This idea of Shabbat, slave and free are all free. Then creation, rested from work. So that we are not enslaved by work. So remember, God gave us the gift of work as a gift. But after original sin, even work itself became enslaving. That's why work is burdensome. It wasn't like that before original sin. So, the important thing here to remember to note is that when we talk about freedom and whatever, all those things, in Hebrew, they use only a single word. And that word is Shalom. Shalom means what? Peace. Shalom means How should things be? That's how God created it. So, on the seventh day is that expression of shalom. This is the way things should be. God looks at everything and He says it is very good. Unfortunately, Adam and Eve had some other ideas because of the voice of the evil one. So you see from Genesis, we see divine revelation. That's why we call it divine revelation. God revealing to us who we are and what He intends for us, what He made us to be. So the concept of shalom makes us always realize that sin is not human. Sin is not human. Why? Because there was no sin in the very beginning. Sin is not integral to human nature. Sin invaded our nature, so sin disfigures us. Sin dehumanizes us. Oftentimes we sin and we say, oh, just to be merciful. I'm human. That's wrong. To be human is to be Christ-like. Sin is not human. Sin is dehumanizing. That's why after we destroy shalom, where things should be, we are disfigured, God, in His infinite love and mercy, chooses to redeem us, to recreate us, to make us whole again. Okay? So let's take a break.